plants and animals on Earth depends on other living organisms to survive. How these living things interact with the sun, air, water, and each other is called an ecosystem. Inside an ecosystem, the organisms work together to establish a balance that allows all of its members to thrive. When we talk about biomes, we mean a large group of similar ecosystems. All areas in a biome have similar plants, animals, and weather. There are many different biomes on planet Earth, both on land and in water. Land-based biomes are called terrestrial biomes. Water-based biomes are called aquatic biomes. Now let's explore some of the many biomes on planet Earth. Terrestrial biomes. First is the chaparral biome. Scrubland and few trees characterize chaparral. Chaparral receives between 25 and 30 inches of rain annually, chiefly in winter. Dry summers mean dormancy for many plants. Chaparral can be found throughout southern California and Baja, Mexico. Desert biome. This biome is hot and dry. It covers about 1/5 of Earth's surface. The soil is sandy, rocky, or gravelly. Some deserts are cooler than others. If a desert is semi-arid, that means it gets slightly more rain than an arid desert, which gets little to no rain at all. The soil for growing things in an arid desert is very poor, so there isn't a lot of plant life. The animals that live there might burrow to avoid heat and come out at night when it's cooler. Two famous deserts are the Sahara Desert, which is located in North Africa and well known for its hot during the day and very cold at night, and the Great Basin Desert, located in the United States. Death Valley, which is the lowest point in North America, is part of this desert. Tundra biome. Tundra is a large, flat, treeless area. It includes the Arctic, which is located around the North Pole, where the soil is always frozen. An alpine, which is on top of mountain, is extremely cold and gets very little rain. This biome covers 1/5 of Earth's surface and has few plants but some animals. Grassland biome. A grassland is a big, open, wide area that covered in grass. There are two main types of grasslands on Earth: tropical and temperate. Tropical grasslands are sometimes called savannas. They are found in parts of Africa and Asia. The soil is thin and includes large mammals like lions and giraffes. Temperate grasslands are mostly made up of grass, with few trees and shrubs. They receive more rain in tropical grasslands. The temperature in temperate grasslands is high in summer and freezing in winter. Prairie are part of temperate grassland. Forest biome. This biome has many trees. Forests cover 30% of Earth's surface. They are important for climate control because they absorb some of the carbon dioxide in our air. Too much carbon dioxide causes Earth's temperature to rise. Millions of organisms live in the forest, from plants and animals to fungi and bacteria. There are different types of forest. Tropical forest like Amazon, and temperate forests which have trees that lose their leaves, and boreal forests which are found in cold climates. Now let us proceed to aquatic biomes. Aquatic biomes are related to bodies of water. First is freshwater biomes. Freshwater biomes contain water with very low salt concentrations and include wetlands, lake, ponds, rivers, and streams. Lake and ponds undergo thermal mixing. These biomes host fish, waterfowl, algae, crustaceans, and microorganisms. Rivers and streams constantly move toward either lakes or ocean. Their current speed affects the kinds of species that live in them, as well as water clarity. Example, the Columbia River in the Pacific Northwest. Marine biomes. Marine biomes include the oceans of the world, the largest aquatic biomes characterized by salt water. Oceans possess various layers related to sunlight's penetration. First is intertidal zone, hugs the shoreline and is greatly affected by tides and waves. Second is the neritic zone, extends to the continental shelves. Enough sunlight penetrates for photosynthesis to take place. Seaweeds are often found in here. The oceanic or pelagic zone extends farther and experiences a mix of temperatures due to current. Large fish and sea mammals fly this zone. Next is the benthic zone, is a deep region beyond the continental shelf. Here, sea stars, fish, and sponges line the ocean floor. Next is the abyssal zone, represents the deepest ocean zone. High pressure, cold temperatures, and essentially no sunlight characterize this zone. Now that you know what a biome is, let's talk about ecosystems. Some people might think biomes and ecosystems are the same thing, but they aren't. An ecosystem is actually one part of a biome. In fact, there can be millions of different ecosystems on a single biome. Ecosystem can exist almost anywhere, from underneath a rock to an entire forest, even small pond in an ecosystem. A pond includes water, light, and energy from the sun. Frogs, fish, snails, algae, microorganisms, and much more live there. In an ecosystem, every living thing and non-living thing has a role to play. Their interaction is necessary for survival. In ecosystems, things are organized in different levels, starting with tiny molecules. Those molecules then make up various cells. Thousands of those cells make up tissues, and tissues make up organs, like your heart, kidneys, and lungs. All your organs together make an organ system, and that organ system make an organism. You are an organism. Organisms are single species that are related genetically and can breed to have babies. Living organisms breed or make babies of the same species. Humans breed with other humans, rabbits breed with other rabbits, and monkeys with monkeys. A group of organisms that are the same species and live in the same area and interact together is called a population. When populations of different species live in the same area and interact together, that is called a community. Unlike population, where just one species interact together, in a community, many different species live and interact with one another. For example, a rabbit might live with squirrels, raccoons, birds, mice, and the humans. When all things interact with each other, as long as with non-living things, we call that an ecosystem. For example, humans rely on other humans, but they also rely on the sun. Many birds rely on living things like worms and trees for food and shelter, but they also rely on air, which is not living. Your home is like an ecosystem. You live with other living things such as parents, brothers, or sisters, maybe pet, garden, and of course, pesky flies or other organisms. Your home also includes non-living things like heat, water, and the house itself and more. But all living things and non-living things depends on each other for survival. There are three main types of living things in an ecosystem: producers, consumers, and decomposers. Producers produce or make their own food. Usually, they make their own food from sunlight through photosynthesis. Plants are the most obvious examples of producers. Without producers, no animals would be able to survive. That's because all animals are consumers and need to consume or eat their food. Some animals are called herbivores, get their energy from eating plants. Other animals, called carnivores, get their energy from eating other animals. There is a third group of animals called omnivores. Omnivores get their energy by eating both plants and meat. Humans are an example of omnivores. Finally, there are the decomposers. Decomposers are generally bacteria and fungi. They consume dead plants and animals and break them down into nutrients that are released into the soil. These nutrients are used by producers like plants to help them grow, and cycles begin all over again.